What up, brothers? It's Uncle Rickster returning for another new review for my channel. I've been buzzing to do this, but I've struggled to find the time. As you can see, it's Alger, the Two of Diamonds from Damn Toys, from the Gangsters Kingdom collection. Like I said, I was buzzing when I saw the pictures that this were coming out. I was buzzing to buy it, and I was buzzing to get it in hand. This is the one I would have chose to review first, but obviously, because Anthony had sent me the Predator and Iron Man first, I chose to review those first because I knew I would be selling them on. So, like I said, long awaited, I suppose, even though I only got the figure midweek. I have been receiving messages most days through Facebook about when's the review coming, is it nearly done yet, is it uploading. Lee Randall in particular, putting pressure on me, bullying me, throwing things at me. Back off, Lee Randall, yeah, you're not my real dad. Just basically pestering me to do the review. So fuck it, here we go. So if Lee Randall wants a dedication, there you go. Just give me some time, yeah? I've got a family and I've got a job, luckily, after what some bastard did to me. But yeah, I need time to think what I'm going to say and to get this setup done. So when you know I've got a figure, don't fucking pressurise me or so, not get it done. Anyway, like I said, I am buzzing to do it, and thanks to the guys who do support me and actually look forward to my reviews. So, as I said, it's Alger from, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, A-L-G-E-R. Is it Alger or Alger? I'm not sure. Russian sounding name. We'll call him the Two of Diamonds because that's his card rank, and he is beautiful. As you guys know, I have been collecting the Damn Toys Gangsters Kingdom since Wyman kindly lent me 4 of them. Now I picked my own 4 up. So you've got the stands done for them, but I haven't on this one yet, so I just wanted to show that. So it is a collection I do buzz for. The next one is the 3 of Diamonds, the Danny Trejo, and then there's 2 more planned after that, but I'll talk about them at a later date. All look awesome, I've got to say. And like I say, this review might be slightly biased. But anyway, let's crack on and get some source material sorted out. Some scores on the doors. Right, source material. Basically on these figures, like I said in the group review I did on the Spade Gang, all you know basically about these, or the source material, is what it tells you on the inlay of the box. You can then let your imagination run wild and you come to your own decisions as regards to what happened in the gang, how one figure connects another one. But basically from reading the inlay, Alger were Alger, or the Jack of Spades right-hand man from a young age, pretty much brought up together because Alger's father were a follower of Jay's dad, who was the King of Spades. But as time went on, he realised that because of nepotism, basically Alger were never going to make it that far within the gang. So he basically set about training him up, sent him off to China to learn the fighting skills he developed, and when he come back he still carried on being Jay's right hand man. Once Alger come to terms with the fact that Jay himself were never going to progress any higher, he basically wanted to get rid of the Queen of Spades siblings, but Jay wouldn't allow that. So Alger basically turned his back on Jay, moved away, did his own thing. Got a bit of greed and ambition, I suppose, and like I said, went off. He took a ranking from the Diamond Gang, which it goes on to explain that is one of the most powerful and ambitious gangs, even rivaling the Arts. I don't know the Arts Gang at all yet because we've not seen a figure from them, but that's basically the backstory. Say he only got the rank of the Two of Diamonds, but to him that was enough because he'd proved his worth to another family. So that is basically the source material. Now, like I said, there's no film to go along with it. There's no comics or graphic novels or anything really to go on. All you can do is like draw your own conclusions from the write-ups on the inside of the box and how one person is linked to another. And now I really like that. I think it's just so cool because in my mind I'm planning out my own comic books using these figures where they can all interact together and how they would go off and fight each other and so on and so forth. And it also makes you crave the next one because you want to hear the next part of the story of how the next character sort of links in with one of the others. Like I pretty much understand that the 3 of Diamonds, that's the Danny Trejo character, or Juarez I think he's called, is now sort of partners in crime with Alger here, so I can't wait to sort of read the full write-up on that and understand a little bit more. But like I said, the source material to me is more interesting than just watching a film or playing a computer game or knowing a musical or sports icon and just having that representation. This makes your mind wander with you, and there's something really cool about that, and it does keep my juice flowing. So on the source material, to give it a score, some people would say, well, there is no source material, it doesn't come from anything, but I think that the mind is the strongest tool. So for me, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Just to explain the pose, just to show the Jack of Spades and the Two of Diamonds in the times when they were when he were his right hand man or his backup. That is something in my mind how they would look. Moving on to the packaging, and for me, this is sort of not as interesting as the figure, but it's something that I can't wait to see. When I know the figure's coming, I think I want to have a look around it, I want to see the artwork, and I want to read the inlay to find out what it's all about. So it's a right piece of kit. The design is not the most eye-catching, but although because of the uniformity, I do like how they would all stand together. I do like the fact that because he is a part of the diamond family, he's sort of, there is a diamond symbol where the others would have a spade symbol. It is a profile of his headshot, and also because of his ranking is a 2, the number inside the ear would be a 2, and obviously the next one will have the diamond, but it will have the 3 in his ear. And I know it's not a massive thing, but I just really like it. I think the artwork is well thought out. This is pretty much a coiled up rattlesnake, as you can see. There would be the tongue, where the tongue would flick out. That's the mouth and that's the eye, just coiled up. And then following it down onto the top and bottom, you do get this really nice looking sandpaper effect, like a snakeskin shoe or snakeskin boot in Alger's case. Do like that. So that's how the box would stand. I will say as well on this, it were in a shipper box this for the first time that I'd seen, but because the shipper box was so tight, there is still like a groove there where it's being pressed. Not a massive thing, but I just thought it'd be worth mentioning because I know some of you guys might receive yours like that also. Down the side again, you get the artwork, again the profile shot, and then here it would normally have a picture of sort of a slogan that would represent the figure. This one is loyalty, and sort of the dagger through the art. On the figure you would probably find that tattoo somewhere on him, be it on his chest or his arm. I think on this one it's on his chest, but I've not had his top off to check. So yeah, that would be down the side. Obviously you get the serial number, the number, Gangsters Kingdom 005. I have obviously got all 5, because these bitches, sometimes people say hot toys are like Pokemon, you got to catch them all. Not for me, but these, up to now, I definitely have got to catch them all. There's not one I want to miss. Moving down, as you see, I mentioned before, the artwork to me is very reminiscent of the early Grand Theft Auto games. I don't know if it's the same artist that's done it or that's just stylized like that. I really like it. Gives off a really good appearance. Like I said, when all the boxes are together, they stand really well. Then they're not cluttered up too much with credits and so on and so forth, which is nice. A very presentational style box, and I do like that about it. And on the side, just a clear side, just to go inside the box, magnet sided, wraps around, and then like I said, the interesting part would be the inlay. I don't know if you're going to be able to read this, but I'm going to scroll all the way down it just in case you want to try. Like I say, I've just told you basically what it says in brief, but obviously this goes into more into detail, and the last paragraph is sort of a fight sort of thing, the description of a fight between gangs. So you do get that. And also another cool thing, you get some more artwork on the inside, and then each figure comes with its own playing card. Obviously the Two of Diamonds, and then the comic book style shot. Like I say, I can't express how much I really like these boxes. They're all individual yet uniform, and I do love that about it. So I will say as well, the inner packaging is really good. It is all foam inlay with all the accessories and the figure pushed into position, so they are really safe. There's no plastic clam trays and loads of either tie wraps or the plastic bags that you have to remove. So there's no messing about. It's pretty much open the box and your figure's out, and I do like that about it. But for the packaging, I'm going to give it, again, a 5 out of 5. Right, moving on to the facial likeness. And I tried to explain this before when I did do the group review on the Spade figures. because there's no definite representation that they could take from, you pretty much got to bring your imagination into it, but also realise the actor that most of these are set on, or the real life person. As I've said before, the Jack of Spades was Jason Statham, the 2 of Spades was Vinnie Jones, the 3 was Wayne Rooney, and the 4 was Colin Farrell. This one, the closest representation would be Scott Adkins in his role of Yuri Boyka from the film Undisputed 2 and 3. And I will say I've watched clips of that film, although I've not completely seen it, and I think they've recaptured it really well. Although for me it's not essential, I do like the fact that it is a point of interest that people are trying to say, well, who is this one? They've recently just shown the pictures of the 5 of Spades, and people are sort of arguing, or not arguing, but commenting, is it Jude Law? Is it Ben Affleck, or is it Hugo Weaving, and so on and so forth? I personally think it's Jude Law. But like I say, it's in the viewer's eye, so to speak. What I will say is on this one, I just think it just fits for me. In my mind, is some kind of Russian descent with an history of the Chinese fighting cultures, which sort of is supported by what you see in the Undisputed film as well, or from the clips I've seen. But I will say, I just like the way that they've sculpted and painted the head, and the fact that it does fit with his outfit as well. It just gives off a badass appearance, and the head sculpt just matches the clothing perfectly. That's what I would say. Like I said. So, although it is highly cartoonish or caricaturish, I think, I said this before, they are very exaggerated and cartoony sculpt, but the paintwork, don't be fooled and think that's the case with the paintwork. The paintwork is subtle and it's subtle and really well done. You see the scar above his left eye, the sort of reddening around his left cheek, sort of colour tones through his beard, or his moustache and his goatee sort of thing. The graded section up his hair with the underlying flame tattoo. And then down the middle, the really well sculpted mohawk, or Mohican, whatever you want to call it. Turn to this side. Again, you can see he's got the sort of the staggered serrated cut at the side of his right eye. The flame up his hair. Like I said, really well done. I do like the deep set eyes, the fact that you've got to sort of be below him to see the eyes. The eyes are really well painted, and like I said, the skin tones are really subtle, very, very effective. I do buzz when I see him, I've got to be honest. More so than a lot of the Hot Toys figures that we're seeing. Although Hot Toys are obviously more accurate because we can compare them hand to hand, the film against the figure, so to speak. You can't with these, but I'm more than happy with the ones I've seen so far. I do think it looks badass. So, to show you the pose. Sorry, I'm messing about with zoom. I couldn't get the lens right up to him because of the gun. It does have the shotgun with a pump action foregrip. Just got that out at arm's length. Got his thumb tucked down his belt so you can see his keychain, so to speak. Got him as if he's walking forward. Yeah, looking really nice. The collar is buttoned down, but I prefer to sort of leave the buttons down, but sort of bring the fur up at the back, so it gives off sort of that Bane kind of look, and I just think it fits really well. Do like it. But anyway, on the likeness, like I said, it might be biased, and it might only be my opinion on this one, but I can only review as me. So I'm going to give the likeness a 5 out of 5. Just mainly not because it really looks like Scott Adkins as Yuri Boyka, but because it just fits. In my mind, I say Russian immigrant off to China to learn the Kung Fu styles or the karate styles. In my mind, I close my eyes and what do I see? And this is pretty much it. And that's probably why I love the line so much. But like I said, you might not agree, but I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Moving on to his outfit, and I've got to say from the start, another really strong category. Simply because you can give him 2 distinct looks just by taking his coat off, really. But I think the addition of the sort of the taekwondo or whatever it is style arm gauntlets with the padded backhand section and the velcro fittings, I think just give it a really nice look. Either way, you could display it really well. Swap on and off really nicely because they come with a set of hands inside. It's pretty much just slide them on his forearm and just pop the hand joint, the wrist joint in, wrist peg. See, he's got a nice kind of, it's like a lycra material long sleeve t-shirt with a dragon motif on the front, which shows like his Chinese training, I would think. See the silver necklace. They all do come with a necklace with varying things on the end. This one comes sort of with the large star. Just moving up. You see, it comes with the. It actually came in the accessories, just a real metal keychain, where you sort of put the belt through at that side, and then as it goes round to the back, it just goes onto. Let's turn it. A skull. So it's kind of like a fold-up wallet, and it has got metal inside it, so you can just tuck it down the back of his trousers, and it will fit in because it nips up really nice and tightly. So yeah, really nice touch on that as well. The large metal belt buckle, again very cartoonish but very nice looking, just sets the outfit off. And then here you have the brown leather pouch, sort of with a Russian style star emblem on it, with the really nice fastening. That does open up and it will fit his sort of knuckle duster in there, his sort of signature weapon. But I'll be honest, I've just left the padding inside. I did open the strap, but once you open the strap, it's a bit of a bitch to close it back up. So I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll just keep the padding in there so it looks like the knuckle duster's in there if he's not got it on his hand. But it is a nice touch, and it does, again, just fits onto the belt. It has a loop, and the belt, you open the belt, put it through. Moving down, it sort of has the cotton sort of cargo pants, or cargo trousers, the black military style thing, with the knee padding, the side pockets. Again, really well tailored and really good material. For the price range, I don't know how they do it because it does compare to the Hot Toys materials used. And then moving down, so a really nice touch on the outfit is the snake skin or alligator skin boots. It is all one piece. It does hinder the articulation a little bit, but I just think it looks so badass. Really like the size, the sculpt, the paint, really, really good. You can see the other foot, so it does have the buckle on the inside of the foot as well. Just sets the outfit off really nicely. One thing I will show here, it does come with a set of 4 throwing knives, and they will fit between his fingers. Now, what I will say is, there were very, very tight gaps between the fingers, so only the blade part would go between his fingers. So what I did is took a really sharp Stanley knife. Kids, be careful if you try this, and just open up the gaps in the fingers, just so that the handle of the throwing knife will go inside and pretty much give him a Wolverine style look. And then he will hold one between his finger and his thumb. So you see, he could use them now on his fists, or he could be throwing the first one and then sort of reload from inside his fingers. Really cool look. I do like it. Now, obviously, the main part of his outfit, and a really, really cool piece. Now, bearing in mind the other ones I'd seen, let me just have a quick flick through and a recap on the other outfits. Jay's jacket is a right touch. It's quality feeling leather, although it does hinder the articulation a tiny bit. Moving back, the 2 of spades, really, really soft feeling, supple leather. It doesn't hinder the articulation at all. Really nice baseball style jacket. The 3 of spades pretty much just came with a military style coat with a removable hood. I did take the hood off, and then it's just like a waistcoat top, so that's nice. This one I was never a fan of because it is like a a faux leather, but it's really, really thick and very restrictive to the articulation. At some point I'm going to take that jacket off and just have him with the jeans and the shirt on, like cowboy style. That's what I'm going to go for. This one is quality. It looks good, it's really supple, it looks like real leather, it feels awesome, the tailor work is really good. The sort of indentation marks on the belt buckle is good. Just everything I wanted it to be. The fake fur, fake brown fur on the collar, really nicely done. The detail, again, very good, real belt all the way around. I will show as well inside. It does even have the label. It is lined, but a really good scale about it. You can obviously put the belt through the buckle, and also if you look there and there, it does have working press studs, and I have had it closed and it looks as good as when it's opened. Then you see here, it does have the, if you wanted to close the collar up, here it has a strap and it will go through that as well. Another good touch is, if you see the, just inside the, I don't know if I'm getting lighting down in there, but that is a button down collar. So the front corner of the collar is buttoned down. It will open, but I actually like it buttoned too, but with the collar pushed over like that, so it goes right up his neck. So awesome, awesome feel. If it came on a Blitzway or an Entebbe or an Hot Toys figure, we'd all be buzzing about it. Even though it's on a Damn Toys figure, I'm still going to buzz about it because I think everything on the outfit is top quality. Like I said, these were a right touch. The coat's awesome, the boots are, everything about it just looks badass to me. So on the outfit again, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I think you guys might know where these scores are going, but like I said, if I'm buzzing about a figure, I'm always going to score it up. Moving on to articulation, and this is a pretty easy one because like all the Damn Toys Gangsters Kingdom figures, they're all on really nice bodies. I don't know what the quality is like because I've not broke one yet, but what I will say is the articulation is really smooth, holds really well. I will say the Two of Spades knees became a little bit loose, although none of the others have had any issues. So this is a pretty easy one. The only limitations come basically from the fact that there's no upper neck movement, which I'm glad of because it would kill the facial likeness. And obviously on this one, because the boots are so high, it does hinder the ankle articulation, but I would forgive that because of how good the boots look. So I've got him pretty much 1 foot planted. I kick him with the use of the dynamic Hot Toy stand. And looking quite nice. So it'd be somewhere up there, kicking toward. So yeah, the arms and shoulders do work on a very subtle ratchet type movement. Do feel nice, will hold the weight of the guns without the arms sagging down, will pretty much carry the coat and the outfit. This sort of trousers in this section are a little bit tight around his crotch, so it does hinder his splits a little bit. Like that would probably be the limit to the splits, but again, it's more than enough. So I don't know where I can really knock the articulation down because there's no problem with the body. I will say as well, inside the boot is just a ball joint that pops in. Same with the wrists. I can't think of anywhere to knock it down on articulation. Like I said, only the top of the neck, but I'm glad that it doesn't articulate there because it would be a really messy split just below his jawline. So I don't know, fair's fair. I think I've got to give the articulation also a 5 out of 5. It moves as well as a standard true type, and like I said, sometimes a true type would become very loose and sag under the weight of an accessory. This doesn't. I know his shotgun's not really heavy, but he still holds it really well at arm's length and the arms stay in position. So like I said, the articulation, again, I've given a 5 out of 5. Rolling on to the extras, and things couldn't stay great forever. This is a category where this figure falls on its arse a little bit. There's a few things I could think of I wish it had that it doesn't, so I'm going to mention them, and also what I hope for the line moving forward. So, first things first, looking at his hand, as you see, this one's tattooed up. he's got a spade mark on his middle finger, so it's as if he's kind of saying fuck you to the spade gang, I'm joining the diamonds, which obviously he went on and did. Just got him stood like that, head down, stood there flipping the bird. So yeah, right, moving down, it comes with the shades, with the sort of the amber lens, tint lens, kind of like aviator shades, do fit his face really nicely, and I will say they are interchangeable with the other figures. They would fit most of the characters. Very similar scope to what the 2 and 4 of spades had. Like I say, real nice done. The chrome frame and then the amber lens. Moving across, did get another set of hands with the forearm guards. Like I said, the kung fu style, sort of with a padded backhand section. What I will say on this, I can't understand why it's a trigger hand. I suppose you could put the gun in his hand if you wanted, but I think in a fighting style stance you wouldn't want his gun in his hand, so they should have given you an hand similar to the left one for the right hand. The other left hand is like a open fist, so it will hold the pump action section of the shotgun. It will also hold the knuckle duster, and basically with that you just put the teeth section on the inside of his hand, and then the pointed blooded spikes would be along his knuckles. It is a bit tricky to put that in and out of his hand, but I would recommend warming the hand up in a cup of hot water. Just makes it really pliable, and then you can sort of tuck the fingers in and around the knuckle duster. The 4 throwing knives, which I displayed earlier, will fit into this hand, but you would need a Stanley knife to cut between the fingers because the fingers are moulded. Just separate them, like I said, with a really sharp craft knife or whatever. The Remington shotgun, really cool look about it with the black and silver. The foregrip is sort of the, if I show you, it is the like pump action section, as you can see. And if you look on the other side, when it pumps, it does open where the cartridge would go. Really nice gun and does fit the character really well. And that is about it. Obviously, you got the keychain, which is on his belt, and you got the pouch for that, and his necklace. So not really extras as such. What's he missing? Well, if you look at my Gangsters, I've had to get older Hot Toys style stands for them, then have the decals done. I will do that again, but you're looking at an additional probably £6 for an Hot Toy stand, then £3–4 for the decals done for it. I will be doing that because I don't want this figure falling forward in the cabinet, so it is missing that. The 3 got a spare head sculpt with a balaclava on. This one doesn't have it. Not that I would definitely want it, but I think if they'd have put an head sculpt in where it was sort of roaring or something like he were doing some kind of kung fu kick, a different expression would have been nice, but not essential, so to speak. My biggest pisser with this is the hands, because you basically, the hands inside the gloves aren't tattooed up, so they don't really match. Not that that's a problem, but I think they've been a little bit lazy just throwing in a gun holding hand. I wish they'd have an hand, sort of a really widespread hand like that. Some proper closed fists, because they don't have that. Just probably about 6 or 8 hands. I know we get 5 here, but they're all copies of each hand. Obviously the difference being the middle finger, but you're going to be limited to your poses just using that hand. So yeah, and that pretty much goes for all of them so far. We've just seen the same hands over and over again. So as this line moves forward, I hope we start seeing some different hands. I know the 5 of spades does come with a set of gloved hands. I think the Memories version of J comes with some gloved hands. I'm not sure on the 3 of diamonds. But like I said, it's something for them to start thinking about, because the sculpts on the hands are really good, really cartoony, and I think a spread hand or some different style hands would go a long way with them. But like I say, you don't get a lot. A stand would have been really nice. Some more hands would have been really nice. And other than that, I'm not really too bothered after that. But like I say, I think a stand's a no-brainer. And like I say, you need enough hands to sort of keep your pose options really good. So they are big things to me. So I'm going to knock it right down to a 2 out of 5. So like I said, the 5s couldn't go on forever. On this category, he's only got a 2 out of 5. Right, the valuation, and I'll also sum it up here. Show you first Just got him punching, throwing a straight left. Got the blood and knuckle dusters on. He's pushing off with his legs. He's just got his shotgun trailing on the back. So he just cracks somebody. He's just following through. In fact, his head would probably be more there. So he'd be looking at him like that. Oof, like he just twatted you in the face. Like that. Beautiful. Anyway, so the value. I will say I have, as it stands now, got a setup where every time one of these is released, I will be getting it from Anthony, sort of day one from Hong Kong. I understand they don't come out on time ever, which is a pisser to me because I want one about every 2 weeks or a month at most. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I can get that, but that's how I want them. I will say as well, under £100 if you buy them from the UK stockists, of which I advertised at the beginning. I don't know if they all hold them. I know Wyman definitely does, and I think, who's the other one? There's somebody else. I can't remember. Somebody else in UK does hold them, although obviously you'll be waiting longer than when they come out in Hong Kong. At under £100 for a figure like this, although it doesn't have a lot of extras, but are massively collectible to me, I think that is awesome value. In the days when Iron Man figures are going for £200+ and these limited edition Thors and die-cast versions, War Machine and things like that are going for £200 plus, to be able to get a figure as badass and as collectible as that, and as interesting, if I'm honest, for less than £100, I think the value is stunning. Hot Toys, when I first started, were about £130, and that's probably 7 years ago, 8 years ago, so this is still less than that, and I think that they're not £100 behind Hot Toys figures. On the flip side to that, and I know how some of the custom collectors feel when they get the limited edition, so to speak, and they don't want everybody to have them, I kind of feel protective to these Gangsters Kingdom figures, because I think my last reviews created a little bit of a buzz or sort of introduced a lot of people to them. Half of me don't want everybody to collect them, and I know a lot of my reviews people will turn around and say, oh, you got me into this line, or you made me pull trigger on this and I decided to buy that. I really, really hope that it doesn't on these. I hope they're not for everybody, because I'd hate to think I'm collecting a line of figures and so is everybody else. And I know that sounds selfish and stupid, but that is how I feel. I want the individuality, the collecting feeling to be with me only, which is fucking ridiculous to say. I know other people collecting them before me, but I just like, I don't know, I don't like having exactly the same figures as everybody else. So I hope that makes sense to you. I'm not saying to everybody don't buy them, because you're going to buy them if you want them or not. But like I say, I like the fact that not many people have them. Anyway, so to give it a value, obviously I've got to give it a 5 because it's so low priced. I think the fact that Jay went up to around £300, the others could do that when they sell through. And also a really interesting point now from Juarez, which is the next one, there is a variant version which is individually packed, and I hope the Hong Kong sellers don't start going through them boxes and sifting through and then selling the variants at really high prices. I hope they ship them our damn toys, sort of want them to, as random pieces. So if you open yours and you've got the variant, you know you've got the valuable piece. Although what I will say is, the variant to me on most of them doesn't matter, and I think at the moment there is only a variant on the 3 of diamonds and the 5 of spades. But like I say, it would be interesting, because if I bought a variant, I would keep that variant, but then I would buy an original version again. But like I say, I just hope the greedy Hong Kong sellers don't decide to start rifling through the boxes and pull the variants out and keep them for the cents and blowing the price up. I hope they sell our damn toys recommended they do, because I just don't think that would be fair. But anyway, like I said, the value is a 5 out of 5. It's got a 32 out of a possible 35, which is an awesome score. Like I said, I've probably been slightly biased towards it, but there were nowhere other than the extras I could really mark it down, because it's a spot for me, so I can only score it as I see it, sort of thing. Some of you might agree, some of you might not, but like I said, that's another review done. And for now, this is Clipper King Brothers, and I'm out of here.